involved in the tea. People want it, people don't. I just don't know what anyone wants from me anymore.
Well, I know what I want, and I want the tea, and I feel like you're out of all of the girls, you're the one that's going to give it to me.
Do my best. Like it's landmines out here. I feel like I'm having a sidestep. Some people take things so literally, and I talk too damn much to take anything literally. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, totally.
my interviews, I'm like, okay, let me put the words in an order that I want them to be. So what can you do?
Okay, well, maybe I'm gonna just quick fire them at you so that you don't have time to think about that.
Not the quick fire. Okay.
Okay, well, let's start with like in the pods because we
Yeah.
didn't really see like that much of you and Brennan.
Yeah.
So like, what else was it apart from like the sashimi or whatever he does?
Not the sashimi. Um, so everyone gets engaged the same day. So it's not like we were necessarily they showed it first. But actually like I was the last one to get engaged. Everyone else came out with their engagements and I was crying the whole day.
No way.
Hugging everyone as they come out and I'm like sitting there like sulking. Because obviously not everyone can do it at the same time, but there's like it's a day that's like engagement day and uh, I was like the last, and everyone's like, Alexa, shut up. Like, you're like a sure thing to get engaged today. And I'm like, yeah, but I just want it to happen. Like, like I was freaking out. I was so emotional. And then it happened. And I was like, okay, we're good. Like, I feel much better now. Like, now I'm crying in happiness because I was, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. And you're just sitting there the whole day, like in your pretty dress and your heels. And you're just like, I want to get engaged to my baby. So,
I
um,
believe that you were the last one. Like they really like it
yeah,
genuinely looked like you guys just got you got like engaged like so quick.
they literally, I did it. I was like, I think that they just wanted to get the boring couple out of the way. They're like, okay, thank you next. And then let's get on with everyone else.
They were
Uh,
probably just like, okay, we know that they're gonna get married and they're gonna say yes, so we'll just like let's just have
yeah,
everyone on board.
yeah, I think so. I wish we could have seen more because there was a lot that went into us getting engaged. I mean, there's a reason, hours and hours and hours of conversations and I feel like all you see is shakshuka and then do you want to marry me, so I feel like that's all you really see. I wish we kind of had like a montage that some of the other people got, like going back over stuff, um because it was a blast. We had such a good time, and we both have like, maybe they had to cut it out because him and I have like very like dark humor and that if you took anything out of context, arrest, like it's
Got obsessed. I want to watch that.
even like while we were talking, sometimes we're like, oh no, because we just have a good time. So,
Yeah, sure. Okay, so what other kind of things did you guys bond over?
I mean, family was a huge one. He's one of five. I'm one of six. Um, Family is like such a big thing, and then I know that we come from like different like backgrounds, like totally, and I know that's like very much played up, but like the foundation of it is like very, very, very similar. And I know that a lot of people think that I come from like all of this like money and stuff. Like to make money, you got to spend money. So we had some like pretty like lower points growing up. My dad worked really, really hard to have everything that he has, and I was not spoiled by any means. So I think that's probably my favorite. Like I've worked since I was 16, had two jobs, and I'm not discrediting anybody else, but I think people like look at me like, oh, she was just given everything she ever wanted, and I'm like, are you? Please, please. Like I swear, I owed my dad like $30, and he reminded me about it like 2 weeks later. Like, hey, do you want to Venmo me, or like, how am I gonna get my 30? And I'm like, and I'm over here being called spoiled. I'm like, come on now. So I just
Um,
think that all of it.
well, thank
Um,
you for not perpetuating the stereotype about G's.
yeah, I'm like, can y'all call my dad? Can I give his phone number out on here? Do y'all want to text him and let him know that he should be giving me money? I fucking
Um,
wish.
I don't
Uh,
think you should do that, but you should maybe just DM them
I know
and
some of you want
I
his
can
number.
check for everyone.
Some of them are like, Alexa, can your stepmom fight? She can. She can. If y'all know
Well,
Miss
we're going to
Girl,
get onto your family in a bit.
yeah, yes,
'Cause
we need to
I have a lot to ask about like the whole friends and the family thing.
let.
Uh, but just on like on more like the editing side of things and just like a general being on the show, was there anything where you were like, oh, why did they have to show that?
Um, I'm trying to think like specifically. I think all of it's pretty, like, I think it's all pretty funny. I mean, all of it happened. So I'm like, I wish they showed more, if anything. I think the hot tub scene, maybe the strippers. The strippers was, I don't think anyone really wants to see themselves at a strip club. Actually, so like, while we're on the strip club thing, so Brendan and I, the high five that we did at reunion, people are like saying that it's because like we're mean people and we were high fiving over something. So it's not. It's because I had a bachelorette 1 year after, like right before our 1 year anniversary. I never got a bachelorette, so I went with Raven and Colleen came too. It was like 15 of us, girls and the gays were all there. We went to Scottsdale, had a great time. And my sister got a stripper, a cowboy stripper, to come, and I cried the entire time about how much I missed Brennan the entire time um,
Oh,
was going, and so that's why we were laughing because he whispered to me like, um, "At least you didn't cry during this time," and so that's what the high five was.
wait,
They
he messaged
text
you on the reunion?
what?
He messaged you while you were at the reunion?
No, like Brennan, like while we were sitting next to each other on the chair, like we high fived while we were sitting there.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
think it's because of something else because I think Cole said something like, you know, y'all were out with dicks in your faces or whatever. And then we five and people were like, and I'm like, it's he had whispered because you didn't. He was just like, at least you didn't cry at that one. It was just like a little inside joke because the next day after my bachelorette that I had separately, I text like I was on the phone with him and I was like, yeah, they got a stripper last night. He was like, oh, that's fine. Like, y'all have fun. And I was like, no, I cried the whole time. But then I said they had a video of it, so I sent it to him and he was like, Alexa, that's awful. Please don't. Like, I don't want to see any more of that. That's so sad. So
Was it when you guys went to the strip club, was there anyone where you were like the relationship's a little bit rocky, like she could suck a dick tonight?
oh, like the actual one.
Yeah.
I think all of us we were having a great time. And it was funny because the like when we were talking, the guy was like, "Oh, I'm not a stripper at the pool party." It's funny because they were strippers, and that's I was like, "Funny seeing you here stripping, Mister. I'm not a stripper."
I was it was the same people from the
Yes, yes, yes. So because they were like, "We're not strippers," and I'm like, it's 2 p.m. on like whatever day this is, and you're here in a Speedo giving me shots. Sir, you're a stripper.
I
So,
said to Raven, I was like, your one was definitely like whoever was in charge of that decision was definitely like a gay or a girl. They were like, yeah, fuck the men. They're like, y'all can ride cowboy, whatever
oh,
y'all did.
it's so funny. I like the rodeo was so funny. And I was like, they're really like this whole like country thing, but yeehaw, love it.
Did you, when you was in the pods and stuff, was there anybody who, before you'd even seen them, you were like, absolutely not, like definitely not?
Yeah, there was a lot of people. So Brendan and I literally only talked to each other since day three. I was ready to, and I talked about it like at the reunion that I was like ready to leave, that I really missed my family. And I was just like, peace out, Girl Scout. And so I went in with him and I was like, hey, I think I'm doing this, like, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but you're like the only one I have feelings for. Um, and he was like, no, like, same with you. Like, let's just pursue this. And so starting like the morning of day four, he was the only person I talked to. He went in and that's when he saw him like break up with like Colleen and stuff. So I saw him break up with several girls, and as they came out, I was like, you know, like, and I'm like, oh no, who broke up with you? And they're like, Brennan. And I'm like, no, like, hate that for you. I love that for me. And so it's still a joke, um, but no, so there wasn't anybody else. There was definitely a lot that I was like, I could never. Um, and it was just very awkward from the
So
beginning.
that was actually that was one of the things I was going to ask you as well. out of the things that you saw on the show that happened with the other girls,
Uh-huh.
what were the points when you were like, could never be me? Like, it just could never.
There was a bunch that I was like, it could never.
All of them.
I mean, I know people are like whatever about the whole like Cole and Bartise thing, and like Bartise needed more. Like, there was just as much with Bartise as there was with Cole. Um, it was hours long. We even took shots together during the reunion. The whole thing was like very like pretty chill, but I mean, obviously like Bartise talking so much about to like Nancy to her face about whatever. Um, Cole saying a lot of stuff to Zay. Um, there was just a bunch of things that I was just like, I would have packed my shit and I just,
Ta.
I just, cause I can't. Maybe that's why I was single for so long. Cause as soon as I smell some bullshit,
And this is what's killing me. Like, some people are putting in the comments saying, I like her, but she's a bully. Like, oh my God. This is why, like, me and you will just never vibe with people like that. I'm sorry. Like,
I,
you can't, I don't think you're a bully at all. Like, you were, like, standing up against the people that were the bullies. You know what I mean?
and everyone's like, a lot of people are like, she's so blindly Team Zay. She's Team Zay just because she's a woman. It has nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman. I saw a lot of stuff, and people that are like the keyboard warriors over here that are like, you weren't there 20. I was there longer than you were. I was more there than you were. I can that.
I don't
Uh,
believe it. Yeah.
and there was a lot of stuff. I don't. I've never thought that Cole's a bad person. I think that it looked super tense in the reunion. Cole and I hugged after the reunion. Him and I hugged. I said my piece with him, and I said, I don't think you're a bad person. I said, if anything, I hope that you learn from this, that even though you may not mean something mean, it's the way that someone's taking it. And Cole knew Zay better than anybody else up there. And she was always honest about the fact that she had insecurities. It's not like she walked in there like, I'm putting this all on Cole. From what I saw when I was there, she was very open about the fact that she was insecure. And so with that, like your fiance, especially, is supposed to be like your biggest cheerleader over here and is supposed to constantly be putting you up and like saying like great things to you. And he constantly made like little comments. And I don't think he's a bad person for that. I think that it is definitely an immaturity thing. Um, but I've never like I don't know why I'm being called a bully for something. For me, I do think that he's deceitful. And me saying the whole Clementine thing was irrelevant. For me, it's because there was a lot of other things that were discussed, and the Clementine thing for me was like the bottom of the list with my issue with it. And maybe I do need to mind my business, but I hope that everyone like I hope you would stand up for your friend. And I don't, again, not blindly did I do it, but I think that like if you're a good person, Tito, sorry, my little pups here. Like you should stand up for a friend. So I just like I don't understand. I'll never be able to appease everybody. If I sat there and kept my mouth shut, that's gonna be like, oh, like was this? Colleen kept her mouth shut, and people are saying that she's a victim of domestic abuse over here. Like I just like you cannot appease everyone, and that's like that's like the number one thing that I've learned through all of this and overnight having so much commentary, so many opinions, so many things being said is like I cannot appease everybody. I have people that are praising me for my curves. I have people telling me that I need to lose weight. I know oh, my sister, she's watching this. She's like, "You're slaying." Hi, Sophia. Uh,
Hey, Sophia.
Hi, girly goo. So I'm never gonna appease everyone. So like, and also, I really don't give a shit. Like, I'm not here to appease you. I'm not here to be here for you. There's only two people on earth that I care about how I look. Number one is me. I love me, and Brennan. That's it. That's it.
Oh
Those are the two.
my God. For a minute, I thought you were going to say Jesus. I was like,
Oh, and Jesus, like number two.
but
Um, no,
this, and I'm like you in the sense that like if I was sat at that hen party before y'all went to the strip club and you were sitting by the pool, if I was sat in that villa and I was drinking, listen, if you're gonna pour me a prosecco, you're gonna get the tea, and I'm not like if I care about you, I'm just not gonna keep my mouth shut. Like you need to know that like you just don't deserve to marry this man. Do you think that your little comment at the hen party was what spurred her entire speech at the wedding?
my speech for what?
No, when you said to Zay, like, oh, he's immature, like he's a little kid, do you think you had like,
Uh, she knew. You could see in her face that she knew. It had nothing to do with me. I'm not that she made a decision whether she was going to get married to someone or not. Me calling Cole a child, that was not new information, and that didn't change. I don't think anyone's mind on anything. Um, there was a lot of stuff that went into like Zay's decision. I had no idea what was going to happen that day. Brennan and I, obviously, we like to spill the tea with each other. So we were going through couples like, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Like just between him and I.
oh my God, I love
It,
that.
I said like I don't see it happening. I just don't. Like there's so many issues. I just don't see that. Just don't see it. So when I heard I heard that night, like, as we were finding out like who got married and who didn't, I found out and I was like, that doesn't surprise me. But I also didn't know that the whole thing, the whole speech, I didn't know about that until after the fact. So
Okay, so I still want to like get into the reunion stuff a little bit more.
okay.
Um, but just before then, I am gonna be like a nosy bitch because if not me, then who?
Mhm.
So when you guys were like talking about the sex stuff, is it like a certain thing that you like, or do you like it done a certain way?
Um, okay, so, and I'm not shy talking about sex. So people are like,
Of
"Oh my
course
god,
not. All of your
crass."
friends are gay.
People are like, "I liked you so much," but then seeing how crass you are, oh, then you probably better that you don't follow me because I'm very crass. I don't know. Yes,
You're not my people, yeah.
she loves love, but also she loves a good time. It was we had never physically been together. We fell in love, we're engaged, never physically, and so he was being very respectful, which was cute. Um, but I wanted a little bit more. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, you were like, don't stroke the hair, pull it.
and I was, and again, communication. I was just like, I need a little bit more, and I got a lot more. I got a lot more. So, and it worked out, and it's perfect, and I love it. So, I mean, because this is a person I'm marrying for the rest of my life. Like, I'm in love with him, in love with everything about him. But if it's not great in the bedroom, that's the only person I'm gonna have sex with the rest of my life.
Yeah, so do you think it was just more like a compatibility thing where you were like, well, let's address this from the get go?
Yeah, yeah, immediately, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, he was perfect in every single way, and I'm not saying that it was like bad the way that it was happening. It was just I wanted more, and so
Love that.
of more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you think like so? Obviously, that was happening at the pool party in Malibu and stuff. One thing I wanted to ask, like you guys, just about that pool party because we very clearly see like y'all are all there at the pool party, and then you've just got like Bartice like swimming over to Raven like a little sad frog, and then Cole is doing the same to Colleen. Well, y'all must have been aware of what was going on, right?
Um, Hi, baby. Um, no and yes. So honestly, like I didn't know that Bartice and Raven were like that big of a thing. All I really knew was
Is that,
like, hey, huh? Oh,
is that Brennan?
Yeah, Brennan's here.
Oh my god! Hi, Brennan. Tell Brennan to come say hi.
And then he wants you to come say hi. he's getting he's getting a cookie. Um,
Oh, tell him I creamed myself over him in the seat.
yeah, cowboy cleans up nice. So like Raven and Bartice were like not even a thing for like after the first few days from what I knew, because I mean there really were so many people. I'm over here in like La La Land and like love, so I mean I would now and then, but so that so I it was watching it, I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize that it would like happened, that whatever. um the Cole thing, Cole went around and told everybody who would listen that he wasn't attracted to Zay. Like, again, la la land. I'm just like, do. So when I was talking to Cole, I'm like, how was everything? And then he's just like spilling the beans over here. And I'm literally like sitting there like, yeah, yeah. That's like kind of the part you saw with me. And so some people are like, Lexi, mind your business. It became my business as soon as he started telling me that he's no longer attracted to, that he's not attracted to Zay. It kind of became my business to say, a little something. So
Yeah, also, like, bitch, I didn't ask. He just opened his mouth and it fell out.
yeah, I'm saying I wasn't even asking. I was just like, how are things? And then it was just like all this information. And I'm like, I didn't even ask. Like, and I told Zay right afterwards. Raven told her. I told Zay. So
I love that. Like, girls for girls, but was there, so like when you like watch it back for the first time, because obviously you don't watch it in real time or anything like that, did you watch it back and were you like, what was the thing that shocked you the most out of
mm,
like the whole thing, whether it was yours or whether it was other people?
like out of anything, what shocked me? Um, I don't know. Honestly, like there was some stuff I'm like, oh my gosh. I can't really, because a lot of it I knew about. It's just weird, like seeing something like physically kind of happened. Um, I don't know. You want to say what shock? Is there anything that shocked you, baby? Huh? I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know if there's anything that's like super super shocking because I heard about a lot of stuff. I've only
So, so
I've
by
only
the way,
like once. I watched the wedding, like our wedding. I've watched a few times and I cry every time, but everything else I don't really watch.
okay, and also just to confirm to the people in the comments that like um Brennan has not been arrested. They keep, I swear to God, they keep doing this on my lives, Alexa. Like when I was talking to Nancy, it was this person's been arrested. Like they keep just making up that people have been arrested.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with all of this, but
I mean, if anyone's going to get arrested, it's probably Matt. Let's be fair.
Colleen's actually she's doing great. Colleen, like, I know it is like, and I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I did see that she put some articles out, like her talking about it. The internet is so mean, and so she really was like I said, like walk, like kind of like me, like walking on landmines. Like you're really just afraid that you're gonna say anything. Like, um, her at the reunion, she was really just, she had 3 weeks of people just bullying her online, just like calling her shallow, comparing her looks. And she came over beforehand and she was telling me like how she's like, it's really unfair that I was put into this narrative of like comparison of my looks to Zay's. She's like, because I never asked to be a part of that narrative. Cole made that narrative of like comparing Zay to Colleen, and like, Colleen is more his type. Um, Colleen never inserted herself into, that comparison of, whatever. And
Right.
I think that was carried on a lot. And people were taking it out on Colleen, like, oh well, Zay's more attractive than her. These are two completely different women that are completely beautiful. And so it sucked to watch that Colleen was put into this thing that she never asked to be a part of. She's
Sure.
a that and never should have been compared to Zay. It's just they're
I'm, I mean, you know that I talk about this every year and I watch reality TV shows, but I still get surprised at like how passionate some people get about things that aren't even
yeah,
that big a deal. And I'm like,
yeah.
go outside, touch some grass, get some air.
Yes. And I think that everyone takes exactly what they see like at face value. Like we are people, like I'm 20 years old. I've been here 28 years of life doing, things, and you see one little thing, and especially with me being so sarcastic, people see one little thing and it's like they base my entire personality off that and judge me as a human being. I'm not saying I'm the greatest person in the world. I probably am an asshole in some people's books. I probably am a bitch in some people's books, but that's not like, that doesn't make me who I am. And like, you like, unless you know me, you don't know me, and I can't, like, there's only, I could do on my Instagram every day, like constantly talking for an hour a day, let's say, and you still won't know me because what about the other 23 hours, So it's just, and I have nothing to prove. I think in the beginning I was like really like scared about posting stuff and like, whatever. And then I was just like, can't please everybody. So I'm over it. I'm like, thank you. I have to do me. And I'm over here just like everyone's still on this reunion thing. And I'm like, that was so long ago. Like this was a year, like we've been married for a year and a half. And I just want to focus on my like happy life, my husband.
Yeah.
My,
Okay,
with,
listen, let me give you like a little mantra. This is one that I use, okay? You could like sell all of your stuff, your
mm,
house, all of your possessions, and give all of the money to charity, and
mm,
people would still bitch about which charity you gave it to. You
period.
cannot please everyone.
Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree.
So like
Uh,
the people you're not pleasing, just it's not about them.
yeah, and people are just so obsessed. Like I've just people that go out of their way just to say mean things constantly. It's like how like you are taking time out of your day to come like write this like long ass thing to me, and I'm like I read one sentence, I'm like next. Like I just so for whoever's leaving these long comments, like if you want to continue doing that, it's really a waste of time. But like have fun. I don't know what to tell you.
Enjoy yourself.
I'm over here living my best life. Thank you. Have you seen my husband? He's a beautiful ass man. Okay, thank you.
Yes, and I have also seen your dad.
Oh yes, my dad.
Wait, so firstly, I want to ask you, why were there so many fucking people at your house?
So those siblings, all of those are my siblings. So I'm one of six, and then I had my two cousins there that they came. But we had so
Who
like,
were the kids?
huh?
Who were the kids?
So
Yeah,
it's my older sister, so she was laughing because you don't really see her. You just see my dad ask her to make her a drink. Like, Carol, can you make me a drink? So that's my older sister. She's a year older than me. And so it was her, and then my two younger brothers, Aiden and Jake, who are adorable, and they're the ones that like sitting there like looking all angry, and they were I don't that was an interesting little cut to them. And then Emma was the little one, and then Sophia, she was also there, and Sophia is on here somewhere watching, and Sophia as well. So all
I'm
six of
a,
us.
okay, wait, how old are they? Maybe I should curb my swearing.
Uh, I'm their sister. You're good.
Okay,
You're
fine.
you're safe. Yeah. Uh,
So
uh,
just like asking for a friend, where does your hot young stepmom find a hot rich older man like that?
at my dad's back. So a lot of people are confusing the age. This Morgan is 6 years older than me. She's my best friend. It's not, but it works. Yeah, she's literally my best friend. People were like saying like, "Oh my god, she must not like her because she didn't hug her when she walked in." We had done that a few times. So by the time last time, I'm like, "Move, bitch!" Like whatever. Let's get this shit started. Uh,
Get the scene fixed. Yeah.
Morgan. They met at one of my dad's clubs. My dad, he that's like his side businesses that he does.
Okay, wait, what's the club called?
So back in the day, it was it Avenue back in the day. Now it's Theory. So,
Okay.
so
Maybe
they
I'll
met,
go there.
and then yeah, the rest is history. I actually didn't like her the first year. Refused to meet her. I was like, she's a hoe. I don't like her. I never met her. I didn't know anything about her, but I was like, she's young as fuck. Absolutely not. And then like I already moved to Israel by this point, so I was just like, whatever. They're probably gonna be broken up by the time I get back. And then they were together for a year, and so finally I met her, and I fell in love with her daughter Sophia first. I think she was 2 when I met her. She's the love of my life. She's a little sassy little.
I love the fact that you were like, you're like, yeah, I didn't like her at first. I'd never met her, but I hated her. I thought she was a hoe. I was like, okay, you sound like Cole's parents.
Literally, I mean, it was just like, my dad, like, as soon as you hear the age, you're like, I don't know. And you're like, is she a gold digger? And you just don't know. And so it's like, my dad had dated, like, like 2 other girls or something like that. I was like, I don't know about this one. We'll see how long it sticks. And then, like, after a year, I was like, okay, fine, I'll meet her. So,
No, but I mean, like,
it
your dad has done well because she's smoking hot. Like, she's a smoke show, as Bartiz would say. Or what is it, like a smoke program? She's such a smoke program.
smoke program. I was like, smoke show.
But
Yeah,
like,
she's
also done
fun.
well because your dad is also hot. So. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm just gonna keep saying it until you feel like violently
Um,
uncomfortable.
so used to it. I think it's so funny. He's a good looking guy. Love that for him. So,
So, like, what are the knives about?
oh, like the fake circumcision. So I didn't even know that that happened. Brennan, like that, like later that night was like, "Oh God, your dad is so funny with the whole circumcised thing." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, like the joke about being circumcised." And I like laughed. He's like, "Yeah, like the knives. Like he plan that?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? What knives?" And so yeah, my dad's just a funny guy. So he like just got those knives together. It's a very typical dad Jew Jew dad joke. Some of those,
Okay.
but the
So,
knives definitely out there. But I think it's hilarious.
okay, so he's not a rabbi.
No, no,
Okay.
no joke. It was.
Oh, okay.
I think my
But
dad
like,
like seeing how like Brennan could handle like that kind of humor because that's how my like family is. I was just seeing. I would think he was just seeing like how he would respond to it, and Brennan obviously he laughed, so it was like
no,
amazing.
like for a minute, I guess I maybe like zoned out for a second, and I was like, oh my god, is I thought your dad maybe actually was a rabbi. I was literally about to. I was going to convert to Judaism just so your dad could touch it.
Oh no. Yeah, trust me, I have a lot of gay guy friends and they're like, your dad is hot. So I'm so used to it. I'm so used to it.
But also, again, like just being nosy, isn't Brennan already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are always going to get the exclusives with me. We're not talking about anything on the show, but we do know that Brennan is circumcised, yeah.
And that's the
No, because I saw your TikTok about like I saw your TikTok joke about it, and I was like, oh, but like, isn't he already? You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. No, no, it was just funny. It's hilarious, I think.
Did you? I also saw your TikTok about like people coming for your friend. Were people actually coming for your friends?
Yes, people are like they're the worst people. How does she hang out with them? Like I think like I used to think she was a nice person until I saw her friends. My friends are funny as hell. Like, I don't know. I think they're hilarious. And y'all, like, everyone saw like 30 seconds of like a 3 hour dinner. Like, it was hilarious. Like, we had a great time. Brennan had a great time. Um, I mean, they literally, my best friends were going like over to my Jared, the one that was like, kiss your wife, bitch. We're going over there for dinner with his family tomorrow for Thanksgiving. So, like, they're very very good people and so they were just being dramatic and if you have any gay friends that's how they are sometimes they can be very dramatic so
Babe, come into my friendship circle. Everyone thinks they're the main character. It's like, okay,
that
so we
part.
all feel like, oh, great.
And I mean and they're just being good friends. I mean like if you brought home like if you have your friend and you're like I'm getting married to this person in 6 weeks I just met them are are you like are other people's friends like oh, okay like we support you like that's a great like great decision like I don't know
What's
they're
that? Like Ravens wasn't.
yeah, yeah. I watched that. I was like, oh damn, and I was like, that was rough. So
I love how Raven's friends were like, yo, ain't gonna work. Like, there's a massive, like, there's gonna be like long distance. And your friends were just like, is he the cameraman? Oh, okay, cool.
well, so the thing behind that it was Alex, my friend, like because there was like you know, a lot of people involved in all of this that you know behind the scenes, and so Brennan just kind of walked in, and so that's what it was. It wasn't like an announcement, like here comes like drum roll, here comes Brennan, like it wasn't like that. So
And
I think
who,
it's
what's the name of your friend that said that?
Alex. She's a fucking hoot. She's just funny. So
I swear to God, for me, that was like one of the funniest parts of the whole show. I was like,
I obviously know that happened, so I thought it was hilarious when I watched it. I was like, texted her, I'm like, not the cameraman, and she's like, I'm at work talking about. I was like, you called Britton the cameraman, and then we were on like Twitter and all people were talking shit about them, and so they hadn't watched it yet, obviously. So I like stayed up and I watched it. So I'm on Twitter, so I'm sending them screenshots of like what people are saying, and they're like, "Oh my god, it must be horrible. What are they showing?" And then they watch it and they're like, "Alexa, it's not even that bad." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't say it's bad. I think it's fucking hilarious. Like I know you guys, so I think it's funny."
But wait, what, people were pissed? They weren't pissed off.
Yes, there were so many tweets that were so mean, like just calling like whatever about my friends, and I'm like, they're funny. I don't know.
I just thought that was so funny because, like, obviously, I've already told you that, like, I think Brennan is fit when he's got the tux on, like, whoo, child. But when he walked in at that moment and she said cameraman, I was like,
I think
why is that so accurate?
that's so funny. It, I think it's hilarious. So,
Okay, so let's move on to the hen party. Like, just very briefly, I want to talk about the hen parties, and we'll go on to the wedding.
mhm.
I don't be here all day. Obviously, I'm sure you have stuff to do. But like with the hen parties, like one of the moments when I was literally like, "Oh my god, Alexa is like one of my girls," was when you had said to Zay about Cole, and we touched on this briefly already. But did you ever at any point say to like Nancy, girl, like you're in the same situation, like you deserve better than this, like he's not right for you?
Yeah, I can't. It's so hard for me to like know what I can and can't say. Um, I what I can say is y'all see what 10, 11 hours of something when we were filming for 2 months. So it's like there's so much. There's so much. And I wish every minute of everything could be shown because, again, I don't keep my mouth shut. I saw a lot of things happen. Nancy and I had a lot of conversations about a lot of stuff. Um, and I had a lot to say on it. So,
Okay, so what you're saying is that did like so okay, I know you're saying like you're not sure what you can say because I mean, I know that we're not talking about the edit. I know that.
could never be me. could never be me.
But not talking about the edit, had you said stuff to Nancy, but maybe we oh you had.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
For,
Okay. Yeah, because when it goes like because where it starts to like it's there's tension brewing before it's already like okay. I mean, we know that we don't like Baptiste, but we like now we. I mean, we didn't like Cole anyway, but I just felt like it began there, and then it like peaked at their wedding where he was maybe just as humiliated as he'd done to her, and then it kind of was like went even further at the reunion. So I don't. I was just like, is it equal? Because we also didn't see people laying into barista at the reunion either.
mhm. It was very equal. It was actually more so, I think, with Bartiz. I again like physically being there at reunion, it was not as tense as it looked when I'm watching it. I mean, think back, and if I could give an example for it, think back to right before the wedding came out and the previews um for like the next week, and how it looks so convincing that Brendan or that I was going to say no, and everyone's like, he's crying and all of this stuff.
So this, I wanted to ask you about this because we see a little trailer and he's crying and he's apologizing to, I think maybe his mum.
Yeah, it's because he was just like it's hot, like, But I mean, that's what I'm saying is like I can't like everything that happened. Do you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
like it's a really fun word that I need some people to learn with me right now, and it's called context. Um,
Mm.
so you know,
I mean, I guess that is part of reality TV is that we don't see the whole context, and that is what makes it dramatic. But that is why we were addicted to it. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I love that people love this. Like, listen, I loved the first season. Um, Obviously, I had just seen season one because season two and season three were filmed at the exact same time. I have videos. I swear, Jared, my gay bestie, he has a video of me when I watched season one when Lauren and Cameron like um, said I love you to each other for the first time, and I'm like in the background like, what? And I mean, trust me, I get it. Like, I was just a regular viewer, just like everybody else, when I applied. So being there physically, it's not exactly what you see. So
Okay, so just like talking of like things that we didn't see, did Brennan, is he still there by the way? I'm like, I just want to get like the full disclosure. Did Brennan give you any inside tea about whether they went out after the bachelor party? Because I don't know, everyone seemed to it felt like they were like, you know, when people like pass a ball at the beach party, it's like everyone's like, not mine, not mine, not mine. Like he's gonna talk about that, but all of you girls seem convinced.
yeah.
You may answer. Yeah,
I,
we went out to multiple bars. I stayed out till like 4 a.m. with those guys. I don't remember the names of it. Like there was a lot of bars. I don't remember the names, but even the crew went out with us to one bar. So I don't know. Maybe we should find some other people that were there.
Well, if the crew were with you, then the crew weren't filming, so this was after
Yes, that's
filming stopped.
what we stayed out until like 4 a.m.
You heard it here first.
Is there tea in there? Is there tea in there?
no, there's coffee. Y'all know I don't drink tea. I only drink coffee, but I love the tea.
There's prosecco in mine, but also look at this.
The spagliato.
I hope you choke. Mine says not.
Oh my god! Also, I absolutely love that Brennan knows the spagliato reference.
Yeah. With
I'm I'm obsessed with you too. Okay, so maybe we should like move on to the reunion. Was there anybody's wedding who? I mean, I spoke to Nancy already, and she was like, "Yeah, we totally have like a group chat about everyone."
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
but she said that it wasn't like a thing where you would have the wedding and then you would text the girls and be like, "Oh my god, like I just got left at the altar," or like, "Oh my god, like we're still."
No, everyone. I mean, because some of them were great, some weren't. I think that like everybody knew that like we were getting married, so it wasn't like I don't think anyone was so shocked. Uh, uh, Again, we're the boring couple, whatever. With everyone else, I was finding out like more through like production and stuff what was happening. I didn't. I had texted everyone like the day of the wedding, like here for you, love you, however it goes today, sending you a big hug, and that's what I texted all the girls. So because it really could have gone either, like with a lot of people, it could have gone either way. There was a lot of people that we were just like, it literally could go either way.
Yeah.
So you know.
So, like, talking about the reunion, and obviously, like, we're moving on to the reunion now. We're in this next segment. And also, I'm still, like, stuck on this exclusive from Brennan. Why do you think, like, people shied away from, like, just saying, we went out afterwards? Like, you're lying, because he obviously was lying. And
Um,
I knew he was lying because they wouldn't sit there and say, "You told me this directly." Like, that's not how you lie. And I think even the most basic liars know that. Like, she couldn't sit there and say, "You told me this," as like a blatant lie. He obviously said that. And then even when he was shying away from it, he was still coy about shying away from it. Vanessa was like, "Do you not remember?" And he was like, "Oh, well."
um, I don't know. Honestly, I think that I can say, and I can't say again, I can't speak for everyone. And maybe I should have kept my mouth shut at the reunion, but it's just again, it's just not my personality. But this was such, I know for everyone it's so fresh, but for us it was such a long, this was a year and a half ago, like if I were to put you in a room and say, tell me everything that happened a year and a half ago, like it's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Honestly,
I
I just like I want to move past it. Cole looks like he's moved past it. Like I've seen his little TikToks come up on my
He
FYP.
moved past it the next day when he was at the party fucking some girls.
Okay, baby.
no. Ah, sorry, pipe that one up first.
Like he looks like he's moved past it. He looks like he's living his best life over here, and I just don't understand like why
Alexa,
everyone can't move
Alexa,
on.
I'm not joking. What did he say? I missed it.
I don't even know what he said. I started laughing before he finished.
You're such a liar. Bring Brennan. Alexa, it was great speaking to you, but can we have Brennan now? We
People
love
cope
him
with things in
so
different
much.
ways.
Yeah.
People cope in different ways. I suppose it's the best way you can say it.
Yeah.
Ortiz does it on boats. Cole does it in party buses.
Cole does it where?
In party buses.
Oh, in a party bus.
Not the party bus.
No, girl. No, Batiste is winning now. At least he did it on a boat. I mean,
Oh my god. I'm gonna
I
get
know that it went his, but still.
Listen, like whatever. I with everybody, I don't think anybody up there is a bad person. I don't. I think that some people are very inappropriate with the way that they like do things, and that could include me. Some of y'all could think I'm like whatever here. Um, but it is what it is. Some people have some maturing to do, clearly. I don't think that anybody's innocent. I don't think that anybody sitting up there was innocent. Um, I really just want to move on from the narrative of the Cole and Zay thing. Um, Zay has her faults. Cole has his. I don't think that there should be like such a like a line in the middle of this side or this side. I just,
I agree. I agree.
so I
Okay,
hope that
so,
they each find their person.
while we're talking about this now, I literally have like just a couple more things to ask you, and one of them is the cuties thing. So, and we're talking about it already, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, let's just like sound off on it.
So the cuties thing, I need to rewatch Reunion because I don't think I'm the one that even brought it up because honestly, I didn't know the full story with that of whatever story it was. I don't think that I'm gonna choose my words here. The way that the words that she used that he said, are you gonna eat both of those? Save your appetite. That did happen. I mean, that did happen. Did it happen in the exact way? Maybe not. But there are so many words and critiques that were made. So you're telling this to someone that already has like a little bit of an insecurity.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
You're telling this to someone that you've already said that you find another girl more attracted to. And here's my thing on that. We're 5 girls there, okay? There are what? 5 billion girls in the world, 5 billion girls. There were 5 girls right there. And you're telling that 2 out of the 5 other girls you find more attracted to. Imagine when you get out to the real world and you're surrounded by hundreds, when you see hundreds of girls all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's inappropriate. It should have never happened. No one should be looking at anybody else at any point. I don't think that we like become blind when we are with somebody. You can definitely say like, oh, I think that person's attractive, like whatever. But you don't tell that to your person, I think, especially someone who's like already stated that they're a little bit more insecure. Um, you shouldn't say that, period. I think. I'm not an expert on anything, but I'll be fucking damned if Brennan was sitting there saying, I find this person more. Okay, great, bye. I'm
Literally,
out. Like that's just me. I would just never. I think that's extremely inappropriate. I think that's so like condescending. I could never. Um,
also, it's just like I'm with you and I care about you. Why am I going to say something that,
uh,
regardless of how strong your self esteem is, isn't going to make you feel good? Like,
yeah,
what gaining
yeah.
about saying, like, where,
So
like,
some people are like, well, she asked. She did ask, and she said maybe I shouldn't have asked. I mean, she stated that. She said maybe it was my fault that I asked.
she
However,
did,
but
but
it was very
also, like,
clear the thing. Like it was he had already gone around and told everybody that he found Colleen more attractive. Like I'm telling you, I literally didn't even. Cole and I talked the very first day for however long it was. Day one, he asked me who would win in a fight, bears or gorillas. I said absolutely not. Never talked to him again. Okay. The next time I'm talking to this guy, the very next time, He's telling me that he finds Colleen more attractive and is not attracted to Zay. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's just like he was dying to tell anybody who would listen that he did not find her attractive. So it's not like she was pulling teeth to get this information.
Yeah,
Um,
totally. And also, I just feel like even if your partner asks it to you, how often are they asking it to you to get an honest answer? They're asking it to you to get reassurance.
yeah, and he should never said like you're like she's a 10 out of 10, you're an 9. He could have said, yeah, I think like she's attractive, but like I find you to be my fucking absolute top notch beautiful ass queen because you're my fucking fiance and I'm so I want to fuck you right here right now. That's what he should have said.
Right, right.
This is a person you're about to spend the rest of your life with, and it's so confusing to me that people are just like they think that that's acceptable. Is that the kind of person? I mean, is that the kind of person that y'all would want? I mean, I don't know. That's not the person I would want. That's gonna sit there and whatever. I mean, I'm not asking that somebody should lie. You can't. I guess you can't fault someone being so honest, but it's kind of
Like,
fucked up.
yeah, like, is a lie worth it in that moment?
Yeah, and it was something that's not said once. It was brought up numerous times, y'all, like constantly. It
Okay,
was
so I just want to ask you, like, you had said that, obviously, like the cuties thing, not that it was like irrelevant, but you said that it didn't matter in context to the other things that you had seen. Can you give us an example of something that you saw firsthand?
I don't want to. Nope.
O-
Mm-mm.
Okay,
No,
fine.
nope, let's skip right over that one. But
Okay,
for me, the cuties thing was for me, and I think for anyone that knows what I'm talking about, it was bottom of the list. It wasn't.
okay. So when you say people that know what you're talking about like the other 8 people on the
People are like,
show.
she. I had, yeah. I don't, but I don't owe anybody any less. I'm not going to start a whole new thing and have people come to attack me.
I
Whatever.
plead the fifth. Bitch. I plead the
I plead
fifth.
the fifth. Thank you.
Okay, so I did want to ask about Colleen because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm speaking to Colleen tomorrow. So if
Mm-hmm.
people like, if y'all want to actually hear it from Colleen herself, then like come tune into our live because I'm going to ask her everything. But oh my God, I've literally just dropped prosecco all over my laptop. Love that.
Not the prosecco.
Not the laptop.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
That yeah, that's I feel like that's the more important thing at hand. But were there obviously there were a lot of comments from people being like like it was a lot of like secondhand perception of Matt is this way, Matt is that way. And I think people just saw like Cole getting heat and they saw Bartiz getting heat and they were like, why has nobody said anything to Matt? But do you think it was a case of like y'all girls wouldn't say stuff to him because like she's still with him, so that's like a bit
No.
disrespectful to her?
No. 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 Colleen, legitimately. I mean, Colleen. Y'all got to see that Colleen is a very bubbly, happy person. Um, I slowly got to see like that, like kind of phase out of her as the show was coming out because we did like see each other throughout the drops. And you kind of saw that light like dim in her because again the internet can be so mean and all the girls were telling her just get off, just turn off your notifications, don't read anything, don't get on Twitter, um, don't get on these things to see it. And she did, and I get that because it's like if you had somebody talking about you online, like wouldn't you want to go read it? Like I get it. It wasn't great stuff that was happening. People were putting her down in every single which way. Her looks, her personality, everything that she is, they were tearing her down. Um, it was, you want to talk about bullying? That was bullying. Awful, awful, awful things. Like I saw polls on Twitter where people were like saying who's more attractive, Zay and Colleen, and that's just, and it was like the fucked up part of it was like, I can't believe they would put these two women against each other. They're both so beautiful. But while we're at it, let's do a poll to see who's more attractive. And I'm just like, it's fucked up on all ends. So she sat there and she was so afraid of everything that she was going to say that could be taken out of any kind of context, any type of way. I mean, people were tearing her down any which way that they could. And it was really like sad to watch. I mean, it's amazing how people like also switch their minds really fast. I mean, look at Raven. Everyone was calling her every freaking name in the book that they could. And then she, has you get to see her personality like wedding day when she's, you know, and then people are like, oh, I actually like her now. Like, she was awesome the whole fucking time. Y'all just didn't get to see that, you know? It's not
Yeah.
like one day she woke up and was like, okay, you know, like she was great the entire time. It's just,
Sure. I mean, the one thing I will say about Colleen is that I do think people went from being like, oh, she's sexualizing herself, she's making out like she's a ballerina. But then now the conversation isn't about that. The conversation is about, like, is she okay? Like, why aren't people talking about Matt's behavior? Because I guess after seeing like those two outbursts, I mean I have never been in like an abusive relationship or anything like that, so I definitely cannot comment.
yeah,
But
neither have I. So, I mean, and I just think it's really funny. Like, everyone's a therapist online. I think it's actually hilarious. Like, looking at these, everyone's diagnosing everything in the book. Everyone's a therapist. Everyone's an expert. And I'm like, wow, what did you Google that? Or
yeah,
pretty exciting.
but
Where did
also
you
like
get your degree? TikTok?
there was two things about Matt. Like, so like obviously we witnessed the first time when he was like, look, I'm done, I'm just gonna walk away. I was like, okay, like, you're sure, maybe you're just a little dramatic, you know what I mean? You know how them short kings can be. And then the second time, I was like, I didn't necessarily abusive. I was like, you're packing your bags again. Like,
Hmm.
I get that obviously you've been through shit before, but to me, it was just like more like an eye
Yeah,
roll.
yeah, I agree. 100% I agree.
Yeah, I
Like,
didn't necessarily see like anything.
if it were me, I'd be helping you pack your bags.
Me too. Your bags wouldn't have even been unpacked in the first place because I think I would
So, I
like
mean,
no way.
but it is like we really are like in a pressure cooker. So, like, our everything is so much. I mean, you're balancing, you're back to life, you're back to work, um, you know, which is already stressful. You know, we've been gone doing this. Now we have like all this shit to get back to. You're planning a wedding. You're trying to, you know, explain to your family like, hey, I'm going to marry this person in a few weeks. You're explaining
Yeah.
it to your friends, and you're also trying to figure out a relationship and if you're going to commit the rest of your life to this person, you know. So it's like you're literally in a pressure cooker of a situation. I mean, I think that Brendan and I slept for like, I swear I felt like we hibernated for like 6 months afterwards because it was
After it,
like,
yeah.
you know, your brain is just like fried of, you know, so much all at one
Like,
time.
this is the thing they will say. Oh, once we like leave the pods and then we're gonna try our new relationship out in the real world, and I'm like, but this isn't the real world because you wouldn't move in immediately. You wouldn't have got engaged without seeing each other, and even that stuff that happened before, like, just has a knock on effect. Like, none of this is real.
Yeah. I know it's weird when you're like, when we were there, it's like the real world, the real one, but it kind of was. I mean, you're went from, you're really just like in that honeymoon high of everything. For the most part, I think I can't speak for everybody. We were in a honeymoon high of, you know, just everything was great. Um, and then you get back to reality. And for us, it didn't really end because we didn't have a lot of obstacles that a lot of other people had. We moved in immediately with each other. Like when we got back to Dallas, like everyone we stayed in those, like, you know, whatever they put us in with everybody. But then we immediately moved into an apartment together. And
And was that your apartment?
so we moved into mine for like 2 weeks, but I had like a lease transfer within like the same place, and that's where we are now. We got into a bigger place because I was like, my place was good for me and my little one, not for
Oh, I love
a whole
that.
ass husband. And then we got another dog. It was a lot. So yeah, we have like a 2 bedroom now, a lot more space. So
Oh my god, what a cushy little deal that you could be like, okay, like, this
yeah,
is what, and we want this, but just a bit bigger, and then they could do it
yeah,
for you.
yeah. So that's exactly. It was easy because I had lived here for I think like a year at that point, and they were like, yeah, if you want to do lease transfer, I could. It wasn't necessarily cutting my lease because it was like I've moved into. So it wasn't screwing them over, you know. So we lived in there for like 2 weeks together, and then immediately moved into a new one. So we didn't have obstacles that a lot of people ever had, like other people had. Like we had, obviously that worked out, us living together. Families worked out. Everyone was like open arms. We had a rehearsal dinner the night before our wedding where all the families got to meet each other, and we even were like, "Are all of y'all fucking are y'all okay with this? Like, everyone here is just okay. Like, we're gonna have a wedding tomorrow. Like, y'all know that, right? And everyone's like, no, we
And
miss
no
him. We
problem.
love her. And everyone was great. And I'm just like, we were both just like, what the hell? You know? But it worked out. So we really just didn't have issues, luckily, you know, that a lot of other people had and that anybody could have, especially getting married.
Yeah, I mean, once again, we won't compare because Brennan isn't comparable to, say,
My little
uh,
baby.
but, but, Bath Bucket. But one thing I did want to ask you about, just because it's a hot topic, is the SK thing. I feel like you must have heard about this right now.
What? That?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think bitches are crazy online. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Could not tell. Shit.
Have you
Yep,
seen the
dog.
TikTok?
Yeah, I did. And then I think it went away. I think it was taken down.
Oh, she took it down.
I think so. I don't know. That's when I
Interesting.
went to go look. She was gone.
Okay. Because I was like, obviously, if I had seen it before I'd spoken to Raven, I would have just asked Raven.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I know you guys are close. Like, is she okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's good. She's a bad bitch. She's fine. She's great.
I feel like you're being super tight-lipped.
Me, I could never with these big ass lips.
So talk then.
There's nothing to tell there. Raven's great. SK's coming into town, last I heard. Um, and I don't know. The internet is a weird place, and yeah.
Okay. That was a very that was a well attempted sidestep, but the
um,
thing is,
he's a
obviously,
bad guy.
I don't want to like. I'm not trying to like trash somebody who I'm not on a live with.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm not with Raven right now, so
Mm-hmm.
I just like. I'm glad that you said that she's okay, but
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah.
how
I
do
was
you?
texting her right before I went live. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is my first live. Am I gonna be okay?" And she was like, "You'll be fine." She's like, "He's so funny. He's so nice. You'll have fun." And that was right.
Okay, I feel like you're guilt tripping me now and just started to talk.
I would never.
Okay, well, I'm glad she's okay, but we did obviously want the tea. But I
Mhm.
get that you are going to be more tight-lipped about certain things than others.
I have nothing to tell. I don't know any. I have no information. I've seen what some other people have seen, and that's it.
Okay, it was more just about like, can we have your thoughts on it? Like, do you feel like that is true? Like, is she making it up? Is SK capable of that? Because we were rooting for SK Maven.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if we're gonna
No
be
more prosecco
honest,
for you.
I was just trying to balance my phone because it's now charging, and I was trying to
Oh my
balance
god,
it in my.
same. Literally, say I have the dog treat box, and then I have a candle, and then I have my phone charging on top of it.
Yeah, I was just trying to like get the balance correct. Um, so it's like, I mean, let's be real for a minute, just before we go. Let's be completely real. If anyone was gonna cheat, it should have been Raven.
Raven's a hot ass bitch. I told Brennan, I was like, if I were to switch teams, it would be for Raven. Absolutely, yes, it would be.
For sure.
She's hot as fuck. She's so freaking beautiful. It's like insane. And even like the inside, like that's why it was really hard those first few weeks where people were just like tearing her down. I'm like, y'all could like if y'all only knew her, like she's such a good human being, and she's like, she's a strong woman. She's a very very strong woman. She's absolutely.
So, so in that situation, do you like, do you blame the internet or do you blame the edit
For what with Raven?
for,
Um,
or do, like just yeah, but Raven, but also like just in general, like, and people like say for example with Colleen as well. Because I obviously edits are going to happen regardless. We as viewers should have enough intelligence to know that. But also, like, why are you getting so passionate about a reality TV show? Like,
yeah.
get to a certain point, but like when you guys start going past that, like, rein it in.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is like it is entertainment. It is what it is. And if you want to see more in our lives, then you can just like follow us, beyond that, because it's not going to be something that's necessarily like quote unquote edited, and no one's ever going to see 100% of our lives. You know what I mean? Like we're also choosing when we do stuff on Instagram, we're choosing like what goes out there. Um, it's you can't see all these like different personalities. Like I still see different parts of Raven that I've never seen before, like, and we're very good friends. We've traveled together many times. And there's still like new sides of her that I see. There's still new sides of, a lot of people you see. I'm still like, Brendan and I live together. I see him every single day, and there's still like new things I find out about him, and so you see 11 hours of all of us. You see 5 couples getting engaged, going through all of this in 10 hours. When we did this for 2 months, like that's a long time that we did this. So you're just never going to see the full picture of exactly like everything of who we are.
Okay, so just quickly, you said 2 months. Is that for the whole thing, or that's the pods?
The whole thing.
Okay, so how long is the pods? 2 weeks.
I feel like I never know what I can and can't say, but 10 days.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just like to know things like that. Like I said to the other girls as well, I'm so fascinated by the whole concept of it.
It's
Like,
cool. It's really cool.
I mean, I would love them to do a gay one, but
Y'all want to see, actually, baby, will you hand me my journal? So I got our journals. I can show that here. And I'll just show how committed I am to my baby. So we got them in my tea book. But day 2, I put in here, there is Brennan, close with family, cool, foodie, shakshuka. That was day 1. That was the shakshuka thing. That's pretty cool. And then day 2, I wrote a bunch of things. But day 2, I wrote, I love him with a heart. So there's other things in here that I don't want to show, but I wrote, I love him with a heart. And that was day 2. And then after that,
it was like day 3. I'm sure about the penis, but my dad has the knives.
Oh, I asked that day 1. Got to get the information.
Wait, do you hate a foreskin?
Huh?
Do you hate a foreskin?
I don't know, but I prefer it not to be there.
Your answer sounds like every single one of my female Jewish friends
Yeah.
will say exactly the same. They're like, I was just like, no, I just prefer it wasn't there. I'm like,
Stunning. Yeah. With the tip missing. Stunning.
Prosecco with Prosecco on top. Oh my god! Do you know what? I have had like the absolute best time talking to you, as
Oh,
always.
it's
Like
so
I
much
knew it would
fun.
be a vibe. Oh wait, just quickly before I go, can I ask you what is the like what's the gay scene like in
In Dallas.
Delaware? Where are you?
Dallas.
Dallas.
Delaware. Dallas. Yes. We're in Dallas. The gay scene is fabulous. We have the whole gayborhood here. It's a really great time. I love it. And I like, especially after getting married, I think it's like the best place to go,
I mean, just to clarify, did you act like Delaware was worse than Dallas?
No, I don't know Delaware. I don't know her. I've never been there.
But what's the gay scene like in Dallas? Like, I know you're like, oh, Dallas is cute, but like, is there actually gay men
No,
there?
it's a really good time. Like there's a whole like strip, like Halloween's like there's like the block parties. We have like 2 gay prides here. We have a blast here. It's huge.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as if like your state has 2 gay prides, but they're like, you're not keeping your fetuses. But they're like, no, you
Yeah,
are
it's
keeping your
huge.
fetuses, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the gay, like the gay strip here is so much fun. You have it all. You have it
Okay.
absolutely. There's even a gay strip club.
Oh,
Yeah.
do y'all get shot there?
I've been there. Went to the patio there once, but walked through it, and I was just like it was a lot for me, and I feel like I don't even get uncomfortable ever, and it was a lot. So
But what was it like? Dicks or guns?
no, no guns. Definitely, there were definitely a lot of men in thongs with a little situation, just doing their like thing.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of them. And then I was like, I'm just gonna find myself to the patio, get myself a drink. So, but people go and they get like, from what I've heard, massages there. I don't know what kind of massages. I don't know if it's a different kind of massage. I'm not exactly sure, but
Okay, maybe that's where, like Ted Cruz goes. I love that I know absolutely nothing about American politics and I still made an American political joke and I made you laugh. I'm so proud of that.
um,
Oh
it
my
was
god, babe, you are like, I hate to say it because I love Raven and obviously I love Nancy too, but Vibe Sisters, I love you.
yeah. No, this was so much fun. I'm so glad we got to chat. This was, I
I mean,
thank you
thank you
everyone.
so much. Like I said earlier, like thank you. Like I feel like I owe it to you because yeah, I'm
No,
just
not at all. You're so fucking funny. I'm just glad that I discovered you one day on my For You page. You're so funny. Seriously, everyone needs to go follow him. I think he's absolutely hilarious.
oh
Someone's
thank you.
first interview. Mm,
You know what? That would be so helpful if we were on like your live and not mine.
yeah, this is absolutely so much fun.
We'd like the views we'd have had would have been so much higher if you. I think if you had started and then invited me, but we are living and learning.
Yeah, no, it's good. No, trust
The,
me.
the good, the good
I'm
is that
sure
I have
some
a video.
people will screen record this, and because I see the other girls, I'm like, ah, fuck, I gotta watch what I'm saying. Because I know some people are screen
No, but
recording.
the good thing is that like I should have this video, so then
Oh, okay, cool.
thankfully, like I can post like some clips and stuff
Yeah,
like that. But honestly, it was so lovely to talk to you. I wish you both honestly the best. I really do hope you guys last the distance.
I think so. Well, he can't leave me, so okay,
Why
baby.
would he want to?
Period. Yeah, baby. Why would you ever want to leave me? Then he got up.
I mean,
uh,
literally, the only reason somebody would have to leave you is to marry your dad.
and that's a whole other can of worms. So
Yeah, I'm going to that place that you said earlier. I'm just going to sit there and look youthful and pussified.
I think you'd like, if you're ever in Dallas, you need to come hang out with us. You would absolutely love my stepmom. You would love all the girls and the gays. We'll have a beautiful time.
I
If you
mean,
ever
I
find
would love
yourself
that. I don't know why I would ever put myself through going to Dallas, but if I was going to do it, it would be for you.
wow.
Wait,
Oh,
how do you do a purr?
oh,
Purr, purr,
oh. No, that's a
purr.
bird. How do you
Is it
purr?
like purr, purr,
Nope,
purr?
that's not it either. My lips could never.
My natural ones could never either.
Can y'all like shut the fuck up? Like, no. Anyways, well, thank you, thank
Oh,
you,
thank
thank you for
you so
everyone that
much.
watched, whether you love me or hate me. Thank you for watching, and hope you all have the day you deserve. All
No,
right.
guys, listen, I don't get anyone that's calling you a bully. Like, all I ever saw from you is just being a fucking real one.
Oh,
And
yeah, I
I'm
try.
just like,
It's
and
honestly,
yeah,
it's just me. I'm so lazy that I really just can't be anybody else. I think that's really what it is. I'm
oh,
just so lazy.
I love that.
I can never.
I love that. See, with me, it's like I will try. I will fully commit to being a fake bitch, but it's my face that gives it away.
Yeah,
Like,
same, same, same,
I'm
same.
like,
Also,
oh my god, that outfit.
no, you look so good.
Oh my god, that's so cute. Your boobs look massive.
Oh no.
Not the flabby chitty.
No. Yes, I
So
am a
Alexa,
Libra, but she's a Libra.
you were absolutely a pleasure to talk to. Thank you so much for coming and
Absolutely. Have
doing
a
this.
fabulous evening. Get some rest. Go take a
Thank
shower
you
after you're
too.
running.
Like say hi to Brennan for me
I will.
and your dad.
Ah, gonna be like, who? I'll show him. Don't you worry. I'm gonna say in
Yeah, no,
case you ever want to switch teams. There's someone in the UK I got for you. He's cute.
yeah, but don't make me out to be pervy. Like I was like, oh, show me your dad. Just
Mm-mm,
say like, oh,
mm-mm.
this this cute young guy in the UK said Shabbat Shalom.
Period. Mazel tov.
Shabbat Shalom. Period.
Period. He'll catch on. It's fine. All right. Well, so lovely talking
Okay,
to
thank
you.
you so much.
All right. Bye.
You're the best. Bye.